Look, this isn't related to the video. I was just having a think about this. So this isn't related to today, but when people say to you, oh, you've become so vain, you just got to look them dead in the eyes and give them the old, if you look like me, wouldn't you be as well? Absolutely stop them in their tracks. You've got to have that confidence. You've got to be almost to the point of narcissistic, because once you have that confidence level up here, you work to justify it by becoming a better person. But like I said, that's not today's topic. Today's topic is, how would you live if you found out you were dying? Now, bit of a different tune, right? This isn't, I'm not saying I've got any bad news. I haven't. I'm all good. But I was listening to this country song, obviously, because it's brilliant. And it just went along like, live like you were dying or something like that. And it got me thinking, what would change in my life if I found out I had like 3 months left or 6 months left or like a week left? What would change? And then it got me thinking, like, why aren't I already living like that? Like, obviously time is finite. You're like, not time, but your life is finite. Your life is coming to an end. We just don't know when. Now, I know this is a morbid, oh, that's as high as it goes. Brilliant. It's not about size, guys. But I know this is a bit of a morbid subject, but the Stoics had this, they would always remind themselves, it was called memento mori, and it was always a reminder that death, just remember death, like meditate on death. And it seems so dark for us, but we shouldn't fear death. We should welcome it. We should welcome and like almost love the idea that our lives are finite, they are limited, because that's what makes them special. Because if it went on forever, like, you'd be bored. You wouldn't have, it wouldn't have any meaning. So coming back to like what would change in your life, I was thinking about it, and there was a few things that would happen. Like, obviously some things would change. Like, say you're perfectly healthy, but time is coming to an end in 2 months' time. Obviously a lot is going to change in your life. Like, priorities will change. Like, think about what would take a step forward in your priorities. Would you spend more time with family? Would you tell the girl that you've had a crush on for years that you really like her and want to see where things go? Would you do those things that you've been wanting to do for so long but never found the right time? Like, trust me, that time never comes. You just got to do it. For me, I don't know, I think I'm very happy with my lifestyle, the way that I live. Like, for those of you who know me, like, family is such a core foundation to my life and my values. I spend a lot of time with my family. I interact with them a lot. Like, my relationship with them is all great. I'm super lucky. And there are some things that I would like to do before I die, which is why I'm planning on doing it. Like, I'm already looking at skydiving places in Thailand. I'm looking at booking adventures over there, like going into a hut or going on meditation retreats. Like, I'm already looking into this stuff. Like I say, I haven't had any bad news, I promise you that, but I've sort of taken a new attitude to life, and I encourage you all to do the same. Even if you're not booking skydiving, just at least have a think. Let's say your life was coming to an end in a few short months. Think about what changes you would make, who you'd call for a catch-up, who you'd want to see, what you'd want to tell people, what you'd want to do with your life, what things you've been itching to try but never found that right time. Along with this, think about what falls to the absolute bottom of your list. Like, what, when you find out that life is finite, what just doesn't become like part of your life anymore? It could be a job that you hate. It could be an unhappy relationship. It could be those bad habits that are just slowly, killing you, kind of. But today's video isn't about how to there's no strategy behind it. There's no, do this, or there's no these tips or anything. It's just, look at the size of my shoulders. It's just, see, this is why people say I'm so vain. But again, look at me. Wouldn't you be? So, the vanity got to my head and I've forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, there's no strategy in this video. This is just encouraging you to think a bit. Think about it. If you journal, then journal about it. If you had 2-3 months left to live, what would change in your life? because you will find that once you start writing about it, these things are really important to you. So why are you putting these off until you find out that awful news that you only have a few short months left? Why not do these things while you have years, decades ahead of you so that you can enjoy them? Let's say you're like, oh, I really wanted to try skydiving, like it looks so fun. Why not do it now? Why not do it now? Then you might love it, and then you can do it for years as a hobby, and then you might find a job as a skydiving instructor. Or maybe you come think, oh, I always wanted to travel, so I'd probably quit my job and travel with the money that I've got saved up. Why don't you do that now? Like, why wait until you get bad news, or why wait until you haven't got the time to enjoy it? You might travel and go off and meet the love of your life in a jungle or like a waterfall hike in Vietnam or something. You never know what could happen. This is just a very interesting and powerful exercise to do, just to think about, right, what happens if my life would be coming to an end? And then start to look at it, look, yeah, my life is coming into an end. It might not be 2 or 3 months down the line, but someday I'm not going to be here. I have to accept that. I have to live now as if I already had that news, because why would I wait until I'm 80 and then have those regrets when I'm not physically able to do that? So that's today's urge, is to look at what you would do, how your priorities would change in life, and just get started. Just start living like you were dying. As that country song goes, live like you were dying. Right, my iced coffee is nearly ready. I'm gonna go, and as always, I will see you tomorrow.